Welcome, race fans, to the Georgian Downs Raceway just outside of Innisfil, Ontario for round 6 of the 2019 Canadian Flat Track Championships. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth, ready to deliver some dynamite race action. Today's racing will be brought to you by Parts Canada. At Parts Canada, we support the sport. And the Harley-Davidson MasterCard. Get the ultimate Rider Rewards credit card. Now, Brian, this track is absolutely unbelievable when you think about it's a multi-purpose track, horse racing, and tonight flat track racing, but big is the name of the game.
Yeah, Travis, it's a 5/8 mile, all gravel screenings, and under the lights tonight, boy, oh boy, is it going to be fast. Our pro expert riders entering turn 1 at over 160 kilometers an hour. And I tell you, when they get on that back straight, they just blow by the cars on the highway.
Let's face it, Faz, probably the premier facility to race flat track racing in Canada as we see our open intermediate riders coming out of staging. Great shot of the number 69, Rockstar Husqvarna of Kyle Shepard, who had a great qualifier tonight, but all eyes will be on the number 6 of Dustin Lambert, who's leading this class. Track is prepped immaculate. Brian, we are getting ready to have some dynamite race in this class. It's time to buckle up. Welcome back to the Georgian Downs Raceway in Innisfil, Ontario for round 6 of the 2019 Canadian Flat Track Championships. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we get set for open intermediate. Let's go back to our point standings after 5 of 9 rounds. Lambert has got a considerable lead over Scott and Phibbs. A bunch of the other riders got to get in the mix, Brian. You got to get your nose dirty in this open intermediate class because this is the stepping stone to pro. Now let's go back to round 5 in Cornwall at the Cornwall Motor Speedway and check out what happened for a quick little highlight. Remember, Brian, this track is only a quarter-mile long, very tight confines.
Yeah, and it's a clay surface, not the screenings we're going to see tonight in Innisfil. So these riders are doing basically a circle, so it is a drift all the way around. And on this clay, a lot more kind of unpredictable. It gets grippy, and then you got to really develop a groove to get that nice slide.
Well, the number 13, Adam Jabouri, had a great lead, Brian, but he was pressured by Lambert. And I like the way these guys are not doing a lot of crisscrossing, holding lines. Very interesting slide on this clay.
Total throttle control, a little step up there from Jabouri on the inside with that fluorescent helmet. On the outside is Lambert, our series points leader, holding fast, and it looks like some contact as he squeaks by into the lead. The fans were treated to some amazing racing, and there's Jabouri correcting, overcorrecting. Takes a lot of skill, throttle control, and strength as Jabouri gets past one more time.
And this track, with a little bit of water on it, Brian, is ultra slippery. So when you're talking about throttle control coming to those corners, a completely different race style than on the screenings. Lambert is our winner from Cornwall, and of course taking that points lead into Georgian Downs. He is the boss dog, the number 6. Getting the checker flag and making his way around for all the fans at the Cornwall Motor Speedway. But Brian, under the lights here at Georgian Downs, much different race surface as we talked about with those wide corners and a lot more speed.
Yeah, a little different setup on the bike, some gearing changes. So these guys all have pretty good tuners behind the scenes. It's quite hectic in the pit area before these finals, getting the bikes ready to rock. This open intermediate final brought to you by Yamaha Motor Canada. Join the blue crew and race a Yamaha.
Okay, riders on the line waiting for that light to go green. Brian focusing in on the light, wait for the colors. They're yellow green, and they're off. Brian flying into that first corner as we go on board with the number 11 of Dylan Beeks.
Woohoo! Look at this action here from Beeks. Not the greatest start from that row, but it is carnage up there. And these screenings, the gravel that is shooting up a lot of roost. These riders are peppered when they get tucked in behind.
Looks like the number 12 KTM of Bozever with the whole shot, Brian, and a nice lead as we see the package coming into turn 4. Absolutely gorgeous.
They are flying. Bozever gets into the tuck on board with Taya Little moving up to the intermediate class this year on the Suzuki. She had turned a lot of heads last year in the junior class, showing she deserves to be up here going wide, making some moves. We get back to number 6, Lambert, trying to get to the front, but he has met his match here with the number 12 of Gabriel Bozever. Bozever flies on these big open tracks.
Lambert with a nice inside line getting by Scott. As we see Bozever having a little bit of issue coming out of turn 4 into the big straightaway. Lambert is a tactician, though, Brian, gaining a lot of experience leading this class. But look at this battle that we have right now for 4th place point. Riders not handling this track well today.
Scott getting a little shaky on the outside. inside. Logan Wilson on the 290T moves into the third position. But look at the gap here. Check out the aggression on Lambert, coming in really hot, getting to the outside. Bosberg holding that inside steady. We got a long race ahead of us, many laps. Things are going to jockey around considerably.
What's interesting about the track tonight, the way that it's setting up, I'm not seeing as much of a pillow on the outside. It looks to me like there are 3 or 4 really good blue groove lines.
Yeah, the track is definitely challenging for the riders. A pair of number 11s there, that's Tia Little and Dylan Beeks. They are battling for 5th place. So Little really making some good passes on her Suzuki, but being challenged for that 5th position.
She's had a dynamite season, Brian. Again, nice to see a young rider like Tia moving up and getting better race by race. Bosberg is in the lead. Lambert is right behind, but right now the battle's for 3rd as they come in hot to 1. Look at that inside line for Scott. Does he have him? Oh my goodness, Brian. It is bar to bar.
You see the riders sitting up, changing their body position, just all about getting that traction down and maintaining the slide. Right here, a wicked battle for 3rd between Scott and Wilson. And they are dogfighting there through the Parts Canada turn 3-4. Onto the front straightaway. The crowds are being treated to some fine intermediate open race action here.
Lambert in 2nd, Scott in 3rd, and Wilson in 4th. A dynamite cluster. Interesting goal. Wow. Catching up and hooking a little bit, and then all of a sudden we got Scott on the inside. No, that's Wilson on the inside. Wow, nice pass.
That was a close to high side situation. That is when you got your good slide happening, gain traction, and it wants to spit you over the high side of the bike. Not a pretty way to go down. You're much better off the low slide than high side.
Interesting to see the different styles of riding out there, Brian. We're seeing some riders who are not sliding through the corner so much. They're actually just maintaining their lines and driving right through.
Yeah, different setup, tire, and of course the speed. The higher speed, the more you got into that slide. And we watch our front pair of riders. They are maintaining a beautiful drift. Gabriel Borzavert on the KTM. Poetry in motion on these 5/8-mile track straps. He is awesome out here.
Well, we've been talking about Lambert being the class of the field, but Borzavert has been extremely quick and getting better every single weekend. And there's some competition out here right now for 2nd place.
Lambert is being challenged by Logan Wilson on the Honda, and this is legit racing right now. Bearsworth from Quebec has a nice lead in the tuck. He's got that thing set up so well. The bike looks like it's really handling, and it is paying dividends as he's gapping 2nd and 3rd.
Well, thinking about Lambert, I mean, we've seen him in front in just about every single race so far this season, so seeing him battle with Lambert for 2nd place is fantastic, especially if you're coming to see these races live, Brian. This is what you want to see.
And it is getting real right now. Big slide for Lambert. Look at Scott. He's got that steel shoe on the inside dragon. Not made the pass yet, but they've been going back and forth lap after lap here in the waning stages. Bosberg pulling out a nice gap. Looking solid.
For sure. And you're thinking about the fact that this is open intermediate. A lot of these riders in this class are racing those modified motocross bikes, especially Bosberg right here on the KTM.
Yeah, open means you can run the full framer, which is a custom flat track motorcycle, and then the DTX bike are modified 450 motocross bikes. Most of the guys here in this class on the ladder lower the suspension on those 450s. They're able to put a down pipe, which really brings up the horsepower. And these tuners, they grind. They grind a lot of material out of the heads of these bikes to get more speed, as we saw our leader, Travis, almost go down.
Working that inside line as Bosberg gets the checkered flag. Looking down, Brian, like there may be an issue with that KTM late in the moto.
Like a flat tire or something. He was trying to look to see if he had air in that tire.
Bosberg takes the win. Here's your top 10 in the open intermediate final. Logan Wilson edges out Lambert for 2nd place. Then Scott in 4th and Tia Little in 5th.
2nd place in the open intermediate. Logan Wilson. Logan on this framer powered by a 450 Honda motor. Looked like you were getting some hookup out there.
Yeah, I basically just stuck right to the bottom. That's as much traction as I can possibly get. And I was getting wicked drives going onto the back straight, and it just worked out. And I had a great battle with Dustin. It was wicked. I'll always forget that. I mean, remember.
No stranger to the point position. All the way from La Belle Province, we have Gabriel Bosberg. Gabe, winning a lot of races here in this championship series. This KTM hooking up, Flat Track Canada, you got to really enjoy this series.
Yeah, Flat Track Canada, it's pretty cool. And KTM Canada run very good.
Nice job, Gabriel, working a little bilingual action on the podium. Here's our point standings after 6 of 9 open intermediate. Lambert with that 3rd place tonight still has a great lead over Scott and Phibbs. Bozever all the way up to 4th, and Craig Hunt now in 5th. And here we go. The big boys are coming up to the line out of staging. This is Open Expert, and we have been waiting all night long for this full field. Welcome back to Innisfil, Ontario, in the Georgian Downs Raceway. Some big fans out there looking for Dustin Brown. He's the big fella in this class. This is the 2019 Canadian Flat Track Championships, and these are the Open Expert standings after 5 of 9 rounds. Dustin Brown has got a lead over Seguin and Evans, but it's getting tight as we get into the final few rounds of this 2019 Championships. All these riders are vying for the #1 plate. That is what the bragging rights are all about. Open Expert riders on the line, and a great shot of the old school Captain America. That's the number 15 of Chris Evans, one of the wily veterans of this sport, Brian, and he's got that inside gate pick looking pretty good.
You can see the white duct tape over the front mouthpiece of his helmet, keeping all those little stones from entering his helmet. But we go back to round 5 to Cornwall just as the sun sets under the lights. Open Expert final. Pouliot, the number 16, tuck in there from 3rd into 2nd. Of course, Dustin Brown out front on the #1 KBR Racing Honda. And look how much faster these guys look around this track compared to the intermediates. These are the top dogs.
Interesting because it's a tight field, Brian. We mentioned how small this track is. And again, a completely different style of racing when we get to the bigger track. But I like these tight confines. You really have to get in there, almost bang bars.
Jimmy the Jet McCullough tucks his Yamaha into 5th. Dave Pouliot, the number 16 Kawasaki Canada rider, looking good, but it is the 24 of Hunter Bauer, 14 years old. This kid has got a future. 22 is Seguin. Tyler Seguin sitting 2nd.
Leaders starting to separate on this tight track, but we had a nice little battle there. They cluster in for 4th, Brian. Some intense racing in this Open Expert class. Points are keys. We get down into the waning stage of this series. You see Chris Evans not having a great start and not a good race in this particular one. Jimmy the Jet up to 3rd.
Wow, great ride from McCullough. Paddling along a little bit. Now he's got his groove, holding a slide. Hunter Bauer in the mix, elbows up on the number 24. But of course, it is our series points leader. It is Dustin Brown taking the lead.
Brown with another win under his belt is going to want to carry that into tonight's racing at round 6 here at Innisfil, Georgian Downs. A lot of riders in this class, Brian. 3 and/or 4 lines, depending on the number of riders qualifying during the evening. Tonight's Open Expert race will be brought to you by Honda Motorcycles. Feel the Honda difference, Brian.
And ride red, you got it. Chris Evans there on the inside. And it goes green track. We are racing here at the Downs. Dave Pouliot from the 2nd row. He had a huge low slide in his heat race with a huge lead right here. He went down in a heat. That's why he's on the 2nd row. But up front, it looks like Hunter Bauer on the 24. Look at these riders. 5 of them abreast, basically at 100 miles an hour. And it is the one of Brown challenging.
On board with the Alpenstars helmet cam, Hunter Bauer, who got the whole shot. Now he's back to 3rd with Seguin with a Boro bike, and the number 46 of Bucket getting by him on that large fast straightaway.
Great to see Buck in there in the blue leathers challenging. Here comes Evans by. Wow, there's Evans now gets past Brody Buchan. Remember, Buchan was our 2017 champion, and then he broke his wrist towards the end of the series, relegating him back. Nice to see that dynamic young rider up in the mix.
A nice cluster of 5 riders in the lead package, and then we got a 3-pack, it looks like, with Pouliot in 6th place, but here comes Seguin on the inside. Oh my goodness, he takes the lead with an absolutely gorgeous inside line, but here comes Brown on the comebacker.
Brown answering, moves back out front. Seguin, 22 on that front number plate, borrowing Chris Evans' backup bike, showing the camaraderie in the pits, and look at Seguin. This kid is really ripping hard in this 2019 series. Brown on that Kurt Bigger Racing Honda, pulling out a little bit of a gap, and there is Brody Bucket. Then it is Chris Evans. Wow, what a battle. battle we've got up front.
Hunter Bauer rounding out the top 5. Brian, look at this action on the inside with the 46 of Bucket. And look at Seguin hanging on for dear life with that pillow on the outside.
Oh, yeah, out the soft stuff. He lost a little bit of his drive. And check out the style here of the 46. All of them with steel shoes on the inside, dragging that left foot around these circles. Evans, he has got an excellent point of view right now, watching the lines of his competitors. Now making a move on the rider that borrowed his backup bike. Looks like Evans might have third. Seguin's hanging on for now.
Loving the style with the auger out in a right angle down, Brian, with that steel shoe, getting great leverage as they come through the corner. Here is turn 3. Look at 4 riders side by side. And look at Evans on the inside. Does he have Seguin? Yes, he does.
Oh, fans at home, make a point of coming to see one of these events live. Parts Canada puts on an amazing sponsorship package for Flat Track Canada. And these riders here, the 400 highway there is in the background. They get on there and they just blowing those cars away doing a 120.
Buchan now working up on the number 1 of Dustin Brown, so that might come together as a battle for the lead. Evans in 3rd place, Seguin in 4th, and Bauer in 5th.
Man, this sport is infectious. The oldest form of motorcycle racing in North America. And these riders are putting it on. Dustin Brown, this kid, what an athlete he is. So much composure and poise, able to hold up the pressure. And here we go, our 2018 champion being challenged by our 2017 champion Bucket in the blue and yellow. Does he have an answer for Brown? And he does, as he moves into the point position.
What a pass, Brian. I thought Brown was going to tuck in early, but Bucket was so aggressive. And here comes Brown again. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Bucket's almost off the mic. What a save.
He had that outside leg way up in no man's land, trying to maintain his balance. Now Evans, I think, smells blood. I think he's going to want to get by here. He doesn't want to get tangled up in a crash.
The highly experienced Evans is the danger man in this 3-pack, Brian. He is just waiting for an opportunity to pounce on Bucket. It looks like Brown now has opened up just a little gap. Boy, there's not a lot of breathing room out there, is there?
Not at all. The battle for second intensifies. Looks like Dustin Brown getting into a little bit of lap traffic. I liking the exit there for Evans. He is in the tuck. It looks like his motorcycle's getting an excellent drive out of turn 2.
I love the way they're using their bodies and the motorcycles to gain traction in different areas. You saw, oh my goodness, Evans now coming in right behind. Dog and pony, Brian, I'm loving this racing.
Wow, here comes Evans. Any of our viewers that ride motorcycles knows the feeling of sliding the back end. And these guys doing it at 100+ miles an hour on gravel.
Evans grabbing a handful of throttle. Brian, does he have on the outside? No. Bucket worked it right into lap traffic. Beautiful move.
Oh, I think that was our leader on the outside. Our leader has a problem. Arm up. So Evans had to make evasive action. They went by the number 1 of Brown like he was standing still. So a motorcycle has expired. Now we have a battle for the lead. Brown is out, and it is Evans and Bucket taking it away.
Did you see Evans work the way from that wide side into the inside through that long straightaway? Boy, he has got that motorcycle dialed in tonight. And sometimes, Brian, it takes a few races to make it happen. And there is Brown. He is furious.
Oh, the poor kid with a nice lead. He had actually built quite a commanding lead there. We could see previously Evans grabbing a gear, the front end coming up a bit as he's working every ounce of horsepower out of his motorcycle. Coming into turn 1, so awesome for the fans. They start sliding way before the corner. They are kicking it sideways while they're still on the straightaway and maintaining that drift. All the fans along that area getting a little bit of spray with Roost, and it just adds to the whole flavor. The Flat Track Live experience.
You know, Brian, what's interesting about this is we haven't seen too many mechanicals in this class so far this season. So interesting that would happen to the number 1 of Brown, our series points leader, but Chris Evans. We've talked about his experience, Brian. He just hangs around there like a bad smell for crying out loud.
You know, to be fair, there's a lot of moving parts in these engines, and they are tweaked to the absolute max. These tuners extract every ounce of horsepower out of them. They are volatile machines, and it's no wonder that they expire once in a while. Just bad timing for our champion, Dustin Brown.
Evans gets his last lap flag now in his final corner, and he gets the checkers with Buchan right behind him. What a fantastic win for the number 15 of Chris Evans, with Brody Buchan 46 in second place. This was a race to remember, Brian. Maybe the race of the season so far. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat as we see the number 1 of Dustin Brown pushing his bike back to the pits. Oh my goodness, what a great night we've had here with the Open Expert Final at Georgian Downs. There's your top 10. Evans, Buchan, Sagan, Jimmy the Jet, the second of 2 Sagans, and Pouliot rounding out the top 6. Custer, impound.
A breakout ride for the number 22, Tyler Seguin, all the way from Welland, Ontario. Tyler, here on the 5/8 mile, you had this framer just hooking up. A very impressive ride.
Yeah, I don't have the best luck here, and after my practice, we had a problem with the other bike, so I hopped on Chris's backup, and right out of the gate, it worked really good. So, yeah, the thing was hooked up, and it was working.
We've been waiting to get you up here. Brody Buchan, our 2 years ago champion, back on the box here in second. Impressive ride. Way to go, kid.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of my time over stateside and hadn't really got a chance to come over here. And, it feels good to be back on the box. I thought I had something for first place there. Actually, it was a huge bummer when I saw Dustin stick up his hand. We were having such a ball riding together, and, unfortunate luck for him.
Woo, the number 15, Chris Evans, taking the win. Chris, what a battle. These youngsters ain't making it easy on you, are they?
How about that? I felt good today, and things just kind of fell into place. Dad and I have been working on this thing, tweaking it a bit, and it's a fast motorcycle bike. I'll tell you. I got a little advantage here. I got a couple extra HP in the tank.
Well done, Captain. Okay, let's get to our point standings. Open Expert after 6 of 9. Look at how it's tightened up. Brown, Sagan, and Evans, your top 3. Absolutely great as we go into round 7. This series is tightening up, Babs.
What a blast here. A Motorhead's dream. I want to thank all of our great sponsors sticking with Flat Track Canada. Go to Flat Track Canada's Facebook page. Find out where the next race is near you.
Great job, Babs. You have been watching the 2019 Canadian Flat Track Championships. Brought to you by Parts Canada. At Parts Canada, we support the sport. And the Harley-Davidson MasterCard. Get the ultimate Rider Rewards credit card. For Brian Coster, I'm Mark Travers. Special thanks to the Flat Track Canada crew and Hills Production Services. Get yourself out to see a flat track race. You will not be disappointed.